the year 334 BC, a young and ambitious king, Alexander of Macedonia, embarked on an extraordinary journey that would reshape the course of history. His target, the mighty Persian Empire, the superpower of the age. At just 20 years old, Alexander's brilliance and fearlessness on the battlefield would earn him the immortal title of Alexander the Great. The stage for this epic saga was set in ancient Greece, a land of remarkable developments in art, philosophy, and warfare. The two dominant city-states, Athens and Sparta, had once united against a Persian invasion at Thermopylae and Salamis, marking the beginning of a golden age for classical Greece. However, internal conflicts and tensions between the city-states left them vulnerable, opening the door for the rise of Macedonia. Under the rule of King Philip II, Macedonia transformed from a perceived backwater into a formidable military force. Philip's introduction of the sarissa, an 18-foot pike, and his military reforms allowed Macedonia to crush its adversaries. In 338 BC, at the Battle of Chaeronea, Philip united Greece under the Hellenic League, paving the way for a pan-Hellenic war against the weakened Persian Empire. However, tragedy struck on the eve of the invasion as Philip was assassinated. His 20-year-old son, Alexander, inherited the grand plan to conquer Persia, but had to secure his own position first. Alexander swiftly eliminated potential rivals, quelled rebellions, and even razed the city of Thebes as an example. In 334 BC, he crossed the Hellespont into Asia Minor, marking the beginning of an unparalleled military campaign. Alexander's army, comprising around 40,000 soldiers from all corners of Greece, showcased formidable strength. The core was the Macedonian phalanx, armed with the sarissa, forming an unstoppable iron wall. The companion cavalry, elite infantry, and skilled skirmishers completed the formidable force. The first major clash occurred at the Granicus River, where Alexander faced the Persian forces led by regional satraps. The Macedonian assault, marked by its speed and shock, secured a resounding victory, setting the stage for further conquests. The Battle of Issus followed, where Alexander faced King Darius III himself. Despite being outnumbered, Alexander's strategic brilliance and daring maneuvers led to another decisive triumph. Darius fled and Alexander continued his conquest, subduing Persian territories west of the Euphrates. The narrative shifted to naval engagements as Alexander aimed to neutralize Persian naval power in the eastern Mediterranean. Cities like Miletus and Halicarnassus resisted, but Alexander's relentless pursuit eventually brought them under his control. In 331 BC, news reached Alexander that Darius had assembled a massive army at Gaugamela, near modern Mosul. The Battle of Gaugamela became a pivotal clash, where Darius aimed to trap and destroy Alexander. Despite the Persian advantage in numbers and formidable war elephants, Alexander's unconventional tactics and audacious charges led to a resounding victory. Alexander continued his conquest, reaching Persepolis, the ceremonial capital of the Persian Empire. At each step he faced challenges and rebellions, yet his indomitable spirit prevailed. Tyre, Gaza, and the Persian gates witnessed his relentless pursuit of dominance. The narrative unfolded in Egypt, where Alexander's arrival was met with surrender and recognition. He founded the city of Alexandria at the mouth of the Nile, receiving acclamations as the liberator from Persian rule. His journey extended to the Siwa oracle, where priests hailed him as the son of Amun, king of the gods. The momentum carried Alexander back to Tyre, where news of trouble in Greece reached him. Despite his victories, dissent brewed at home, with Sparta and other Greek regions revolting. Alexander swiftly crushed opposition in battles like Megalopolis, securing his base in Greece. Now the focus shifted eastward again as Alexander sought a final showdown with Darius. The Battle of Issus proved a turning point, with Darius fleeing and Alexander securing control over the Persian heartlands. Ecbatana, the royal city, witnessed Darius's murder by his own governor Bessus, who declared himself the new ruler. Alexander's pursuit continued into Bactria, Sogdia, and beyond, facing challenges from local tribes and engaging in fierce battles. At each conquest, he left behind foundations for cities bearing his name, spreading Greek influence far into the east. The journey reached its zenith at the Battle of Hydaspes against King Porus, where Alexander faced war elephants and suffered substantial casualties. However, his strategic brilliance prevailed, securing control over the Punjab. As Alexander ventured toward the edge of the world, his army mutinied at the river Hydaspes. His dream of reaching the great river at the world's edge was curtailed, and he reluctantly turned back, facing the challenges of a grueling journey through harsh terrains. On his return to Persia, Alexander executed justice among his viceroys and governors, quelling dissent and maintaining order. His mass marriage initiative and efforts to blend Greek and Persian cultures showcased his vision for a united empire. However, internal strife persisted. The Macedonian troops grew discontented with Alexander's perceived favoritism toward Persian customs and advisors. The death of Hephaestion, Alexander's closest friend, plunged him into grief, and his growing arrogance alienated old comrades. In the final years, internal conspiracies and unrest plagued Alexander's empire. His marriage to Roxana and plans for an Arabian campaign were cut short when he succumbed to illness in Babylon in 323 BC. At just 32 years old, Alexander's meteoric rise and conquests had reshaped the world. The legacy of Alexander the Great endured through the Hellenistic period that followed. His generals, known as the Diadochi, carved out territories for themselves, with Ptolemy ruling Egypt, Seleucus controlling Persia, and Antigonus dominating Macedonia. The synthesis of Greek and Eastern cultures, known as Hellenistic civilization, flourished in cities like Alexandria, Antioch, and Pergamon. Alexander's influence extended beyond military conquests. His love for knowledge, fostered by his tutor Aristotle, spurred cultural exchanges and the translation of texts across languages. The Library of Alexandria became a beacon of intellectual pursuits, preserving knowledge for centuries. The Hellenistic era, marked by the spread of Greek influence, endured until the rise of the Roman Empire. However, Alexander's legacy lived on, inspiring conquerors, leaders, and thinkers throughout history. His impact on the world, both through conquest and cultural diffusion, solidified his place as one of history's greatest figures.